Some other news: after Madras High Court ruling today in the favour of the city corporation, around 377 bus shelters in and around Chennai will be demolished by the Chennai Corporation before daybreak tomorrow. These bus stands are basically unauthorized bus stands with advertising slots on them. After the city corporation sought to demolish these bus stands with ads on them 2 years ago, the ad companies went to court against the corporation's order. The High Court this evening gave an order favouring the corporation, and the corporation has now decided to remove it overnight. Now we're now joined by our reporter Lokpriya, who has been tracking that story. Lokpriya, if you can tell us exactly what is the dispute here between the city corporation and these ad companies?
Yes, Ram, as you all know that 377 bus shelters across Chennai, which comes under Chennai Corporation limit, were removed by the corporation officials today evening. As a first step, the bus stand in Tenampet near DMS, those were the bus stands that were removed. If we can take give our viewers a little bit of background about these bus stands were handed over by the MTC to the corporation, and it was said that it was unauthorized bus stands, and there were huge hoardings and advertisements on top of these bus shelters. And as we all know, advertisements is not something that the corporation has come down heavily on. So the corporation basically, these ad companies went to the court challenging the corporation's order, and the High Court today evening they came out with a verdict favouring the corporation, and the corporation has now decided to remove all these bus stands that are unauthorized in the Chennai city overnight. And this is the basic background for this demolition drive.
Right, look, but why the hurry? Why is the city corporation, bent upon bringing down all these bus stands before, tonight itself?
As you all know that tomorrow morning they might have a chance. These advertising companies who filed the case may have a chance to go to the court and appeal and things like that. So in order to avoid all those moves, the corporation took a wise move today by demolishing it today evening. That's what senior corporation officials told us when we spoke to them.
Right, Lokpriya, but does the corporation also have other plans with regards to these bus stops? Are different kinds of bus stops going to build instead of these stops which are going to be which are being brought down right now?
Yes, Ram, definitely. The corporation officials, the mayor himself told us that there's going to be uniform bus stands across Chennai. If we all know this bus stand near Marina statue, near Marina Beach and near the Secretariat, where the bus stands are provided with facilities for people to sit and the GPRS system for the buses to come and the clock. Those kind of bus stands will be developed all over Chennai, and all these bus stands will come across, and a separate tender is going to be floated for by the corporation in a few days. And these bus stands, now all the bus stands in Chennai city will be similar.
Right, look, thanks a lot for joining us with the latest details on that story. Moving on, after receiving the green signal from the the Tamil Nadu government today has ordered the release of 11 refugees lodged in the special detention camps at Chengalpet and Punamali. These so-called prisoners will now be able to live in other local camps across the state with their families. But the bigger question everyone is asking: when will India be able to send them back to their homelands in Sri Lanka, where they left everything with the hopes of seeing the light of another day not shrouded by the dark clouds of war?
Sources have told NDTV Hindu that 11 refugees detained in these high-security special detention camps in Chengalpet and Punamali will soon taste freedom. Many have spent almost 5 years in jail under the Foreigners Act, with the likes of alleged child molester Will Humes and mentally unstable Russian Viktor Pomerantsev.
Yes, when we come to India, we pray that in Sri Lanka is better, because in Sri Lanka, if we commit any offense, they will shoot us and we come to death. But here, we are putting here, and many more years we have been struggling. Every day we are dying here. So it is better to go to Sri Lanka and dying in their English.
These refugees may be free birds now, but the big question is, will they ever be able to go back to their motherland, which many left escaping the ravages of war? There are indications that there is a mismatch between the perceptions of the Indian and Sri Lankan government on the pace of resettlement.
எத்தனை பேருக்கு மனைகள் தயாராக இருக்கின்றன, வீடு கட்டுவதற்கு எந்த நிறுவனங்களை இலங்கை அரசு அடையாளம் கண்டிருக்கிறது, இதையெல்லாம் தெரிந்து கொள்வதற்காக அதிகாரி செல்கிறார்.
Some people have come back. They say we are losing all these facilities here. But if they get their food free, they get the shelter, they get water, and they are very happy. They are happy in the camps.
The release of 11 prisoners and several before has shown India is committed to those who have embraced her for saving their lives. But Sri Lanka's failure to match India's efforts may mean resettling these Lankan Tamils back in their homeland might be a long-drawn process. And not many in these camps are up for a long haul. Sai Manish for NDTV Hindu.
Moving on, while many students of the private engineering colleges in the city are crying foul about the CCTVs fitted in their campus, the premier institute among all the engineering colleges, Anna University, says they are convinced they need more than the existing 70 closed-circuit television cameras because it helps them keep the thieves away.
Observe the footage carefully. A stranger walks aside the classrooms of Anna University, enters the room, walks out with a few valuables including books. This is one of the 7 thefts caught on camera in the last 60 days. College authorities say 90% of thefts have been detected, thanks to these eyes all around the campus.
Particularly students who are coming inside, they have to keep their bags outside. After completing their experiments or anything, when they return, sometimes they are losing laptop or other bag materials. So this can be prevented by installing CCTV.
The items stolen away range from a bag to a laptop. In most cases, the accused are strangers, perhaps because it is counseling session at engineering colleges. So though the CCTVs have costed the management nearly 40 lakh rupees, it sure seems to keep safety rather than privacy.
I think we have our freedom compared to all the other colleges in Chennai. I think Anna University gives the most amount of freedom if you ask me. So I think that is not a big...
I feel that I'm being monitored all the time. But then from their point of view, it's actually right. But yeah, it's just 50-50 from my side as well as from their side.
The canteen alone has 16 CCTVs, all of them having zooming features and can rotate 360 degrees. Happy with its performance, the university has placed order for 14 more. Every year, nearly 6,000 students are caught copying during their examination in the private engineering colleges, a fact that has provoked the Vice Chancellor of the prestigious university to recommend the installation of the CCTVs in all the affiliated engineering colleges as well. In Chennai, Salim for NDTV Hindu.
Moving on, the film industry's biggest headache has always been pirated VCDs. Before hitting the silver screens, pirated CDs hit the market and cut out on revenue that the makers of the film should actually get. But here's a piece of news that is actually an anticlimax. Many of the enemies are from within the industry. Lalit Jod reports.
The video piracy cell of the state police has recovered nearly 13 lakh pirated CDs, which could be worth 11 crore rupees. More than 1,600 cases have been registered, all this in the past 7 months.
Recently, Chennai police team made a surprise check to seize the pirated CDs of some particular films, and they could not seize a single CD. That is the success of video piracy cell.
But it seems that the villain in most cases are within the industry. According to sources close to many top actors, pirated CDs are ordered and bought by competitors.
சாதாரண ஆடியன்ஸ் வீட்டில் பார்க்குறான்றது ஒரு குறையாக சொல்ல முடியாது. சினிமாக்காரங்களோட வீட்டில் கூட இது திருட்டு சீடில் பார்க்குறதுக்கு நானே பார்த்துருக்கேன். ஒரு இன்விடேஷன் கொடுக்க போவேன் எல்லார் வீட்லேயும். அது ஒரு ஆர்டிஸ்ட் வீட்டுக்கு நான் போய் பார்த்தா அங்கே வரப்போகிற படத்தோட சீடியை வீட்டில் பார்த்துட்டு இருக்காங்க. அதே ஆர்டிஸ்ட் இன்னொரு வீட்டில் பார்த்தா அதே ஃபேமிலி அதே திருட்டு சீடியில் பார்க்குறாங்க. அதனால் அந்த சினிமா சம்மந்தப்பட்டவங்களே பார்க்கும்போது மற்ற சினிமா சம்பளம் ஏன் பார்க்கக்கூடாது?
I would like to appeal to them that this discrepancy they should set right. They have been releasing CDs abroad before the release of the film in India, and we have told them about the particular websites where these films are available and these films can be downloaded. So they should rectify this practice.
Kollywood so far has seen only 6 hits this year out of 61 releases. This has taken the industry to a new low. In Chennai with Lalit Jod, Divya Kumar for NDTV Hindu.
Now, in the run-up to Madras Day that's up on the 22nd of this month, we bring you a special story every day. And today, the 7th century Kapaleshwar temple is perhaps Chennai's most famous landmark. But it's not just the temple, it's also the many places around it that have over the decades come to make Mylapore what it is today. Let's join Nithala, who was roaming in this lovely area, to bring us the story.
trip to Mylapore and Kabalishwari temple is not complete without a meal at Karpagambal Mess and a shopping expedition here at Giri Trading.
For the religiously inclined, Giri Trading is no less holy than the mighty Kapalishwara temple. From essentials for everyday pujas to all that's sacred for a temple's consecration, this 3-story shop has it all. But surprisingly, this store that has become indispensable to so many Chennaiites had its humble beginnings far away on the shores of the Arabian Sea.
Mr. Giri, who is the founder of Giri Trading Agency Private Limited, he started the organization in Bombay. Started as a very small footpath shop. When he was looking for a book called Sandhyavandanam, now it's very flashy and all that, but then he couldn't get one book. So what he wanted was, okay, yanakku kedakkilla, everybody should get it. So with that goal in mind, he started the organization. These books were available, I remember those days when I was a kid, it was just available for, few paises, 50 paise, 1 rupee, like that. Now, yes, we have grown into a corporate company.
Half a century on, this one-stop shop continues to sell shloka books, devotional music and rare religious texts. For the young, comic books and CDs featuring all the gods of the Hindu pantheon.
We could not find a particular book on the Vedas outside anywhere, but I found it here in Giri Traders. So every time a visit to a temple nearby is incomplete without a visit to Giri Traders.
Giri Traders is also a treasure trove for the art lover. The delicate panchalohas, the exquisite Tanjore bronzes, the lovely traditional lamps. Not surprising then that it has patrons from around the world.
When we go outside India, like when you go to US or other places, you have Disneyland or Niagara Falls in your agenda. But when people come from there, they have Giri in their agenda. Giri is one important place where they have to visit.
But look what's giving tradition a boost: technology.
So for a long time I've been looking for Anantarama Dikshitar's Upanyasam and here it playing right now. Would you happen to have CDs?
Exactly. See, Anantarama Dikshitar goes way back to, we have a lot of this downloads also. We have introduced something called Ad Kiosk. I'll just show you what Ad Kiosk is all about.
The gazillion songs available on this electronic database can be burnt on a CD or can even be downloaded on your iPod pronto. Mylapore may be ancient, but it certainly will not be left behind. With Raja Singh, Nithila, NDTV Hindu.
Well, time to head into a short break. Down the other side, a bit of national news and a freshers' party gone all wrong. Students having the after party behind bars.